Hey guys, what's going on? David Cook here. Super glad that you all are on this call. And like I said, I had somebody cancel my one-on-one personal coaching sessions with them today. So I thought I'd kind of open it up. Kelly Martin gave me the idea to do a live Q&A. I was going to do a one-on-one, but a live Q&A I think is a lot better, and I think it'll get a little more value. I won't go as in depth as I would one-on-one with somebody, that's with a coaching session, but I think this will give you a really good overview and at least get you started in the right direction if you have any questions. For those of you that don't know me, I've been in the e-commerce space for about a little over 2.5 years now. My specialty is Amazon, outsourcing, and just kind of like setting up the business itself. Whether that be, I can't go in depth on taxes, but I understand a little bit, kind of how to structure your business, and just the best ways to scale and grow. So if you guys have any questions, post them in the comments section below, and that's how I will get to those, and we'll go from there. And if I could just have somebody comment below that they can hear me okay, see me okay. Really important that you hear me okay, obviously. But if you just have at least somebody comment in that chat box with it, whether or not you can hear me, and then let's get the question started. So we've got till about 4:15, so let's get it going. All right, we got a couple questions already, it looks like. So somebody asked about virtual assistants. I do use virtual assistants a lot. I actually have a training program on this specifically, which I'll talk about at the end of the webinar here. But I find all my virtual assistants, for those of you that don't know what a virtual assistant is, basically somebody that usually out of the country, like the Philippines, is a great example. That's where a lot of people find theirs, because you can pay somebody over there $2, $3, $4 an hour, which is equivalent to $10, $15, $20 an hour over here. So you can pay somebody, relative to the cost of living in the Philippines, you can pay somebody to do a lot of your tasks in e-commerce. So I have used that to grow my business a lot, and I find most of mine on Upwork, which is upwork.com. You can go on there, submit whatever job posting you need to do, whether it be, product research is a big one, inventory management is a big one, placing orders and so forth is a big one. You can find anybody on there, from sorting emails to managing your calendar, whatever you need done that you don't want to do, you can hire somebody to do it. So I find most of mine on Upwork, and yes, I train them on videos primarily, and email. I'll give them a very detailed list of how I do things, and I found that video is the easiest way to do it, just because you can kind of share your screen, and in real time you can show exactly how you do things. My website for that, I'll do a little shameless plug, is www.theoutsourceblueprint.com. I'll post it down here in the comments section real quick. Like I said, that's a training that I put together specifically for this, because a lot of people don't know where to start on Amazon, or to outsourcing Amazon, eBay, Shopify, just their lives in general. They don't know where to start. So that training kind of walks you through from beginning to end, how to do it, from finding people to training them to keeping them, and so forth. So, all right, we got a couple questions already. It looks like. So somebody asked about virtual assistants. I do use virtual assistants a lot. I actually have a All right, walks through how you do research to find a product to drop ship on Amazon. All right, let's see. See if I can share my screen here. All right. So I'm going to go on Amazon right now. And can you all hear or can you all see my screen just to make sure that before I get started on this? Just a comment would be great. Okay, we'll get started then. So the way I find products on Amazon, there's a number of ways to do it. This is just one way to do it. But the biggest thing as you go here, you can find obviously anything to sell. And like some of the stuff that's popping up is probably stuff that I have sold. But the biggest thing is you're going to want to look for, there's two different trains of thought. You can look for things that have never been sold on it by Amazon.com themselves. So you have things that are being sold on Amazon, but are not being sold by Amazon.com, which is a different company. They're being sold by third-party sellers like you and I, and they're being drop shipped. You also have people that think, okay, I list behind Amazon, so once they sell out, then I'm the next person. And if Amazon has it listed for $50, hopefully there's a bunch of other sellers that are listing behind Amazon for maybe 60, 70, $80. And when they sell out, you can find that item on another supplier and kind of go from there. So somebody just type a word for me to search on Amazon, and then I will, I'll just do it myself just to save a little bit of time. Like closet, just because I looked at my closet. So you type closet in on Amazon, and obviously all these things that are being that are popping up are things that are sold by Amazon. You can tell that because it has the Prime logo here. So I'll see if anything's not being sold by Amazon. Probably not on the first page. The first couple pages that you're going to find, obviously these are the most popular items that are coming up. These are primarily going to be sold by Amazon just because they like to obviously promote their own items. But like this item, for instance, we'll click on it. And it is the Whitmore double rod closet in silver. Obviously being sold by Amazon.com, but there's a bunch of other sellers on here that are also selling it. Quad's Eye Retail and Casa.com are both Amazon companies. Excuse me. So they're listing it as well. But I'll talk through, just because we're on this page, listing behind Amazon and what that looks like. So they have it listed for $38.99. Somebody on here has it listed for $49.95. Now let's say this Amazon runs out of stock, and then they run out of stock in their other two companies as well. Just hypothetically, the next people that are selling this are going to be this $49.95 option, and then all the people in the used and new box. So we click on that, and you see all these people are listing it $49.95, 53, 56, 56. So you can go on here, right? Just copy and paste this title, search it on Google, and all right, there's a couple ones that pop up. One of these is Walmart, and they're selling it for $38.99, which is the same as same as Amazon. So if you list it for the $38.99 price that Amazon has it sold for, right, you're not going to make any money. But if Amazon sells out and you have it listed at, let's say 50, maybe 53, you might get a few sales on that just because it's such a highly ranked item. There's going to be just a flood of sales if Amazon happens to sell out of this item and you have it listed. So let's say you have it listed at this 53 price, right? Then from Walmart, you're going to be paying $5 in shipping. So you're going to have a cost of about $44. At 53, you're going to have about $7, $8 in Amazon fees. So that'll take it down to 55, 56 is what you're keeping. So you're going to make $2 or $3 on each sale of this when you sell it through, at that 53 price. But, if you have your credit card cash back, 1, 2, 5, 10%, that's another $3 or $4 maybe. If you have, other things, and maybe you sell it for a little bit higher price, you make a little bit more money, but you're going to make $3 on it regardless. And then, like I said, if you have some cash back, you're going to be making a little bit more. Now, the other way, and really the more, not successful, but the more consistent way to sell is to find things that aren't being sold by Amazon.com. And there's 2 ways to do that. You can search through all these pages until you find something that's not being sold by Amazon.com. And it could honestly take me a while to do that with this. So just give me a minute and search through here. There's one. So no Prime logo here. So we'll look this up. Closet Made 421 cubicle. This tells me, these aren't really name brands. Like if I saw a Wayfair on here or a Plum Struck, those are name brand companies, but these are all drop shippers. And once you do this for a while, you can tell. So I'll search this up and see where it's coming from. Closet Made 421. And there's perfect. There's a 9Q organizer. They're selling it for $34 at Walmart. With shipping, it's going to be $39. And then when you list this on Amazon, you don't have to list it as the lowest price. When you list this, don't undercut anybody like this guy did. If he had listed it at the $51.13, everybody's making money at that price, but he undercut him by $4. I would come in here, list it for like $51, and then once you sell that, which you will sell this item eventually. You're going to keep $44 or so, and you're paying $38 for it. So there's a $6 profit right there. So that's in a nutshell kind of how I find items. There's a lot, you can go a lot more in depth with it. There's another, you can go, like I said, you can go a lot more in depth, but that's basically what I do. So, all right, let's see what other questions we have. No other questions? Kelly, so FBA over dropship. Here, let me turn myself back on here. As far as FBA over dropship, FBA, for those of you who don't know, fulfillment by Amazon, which is where you basically send your own products to Amazon to sell for you. And then dropship, which is what I just showed you, which is listing products from around the internet and kind of finding gaps in the market and selling using that way. I do about 50-50 right now. Like if I do 500 transactions in a month, about 250 of them are going to be from FBA and about 250 are going to be from drop shipping. I've noticed over the course of a year or two, the margins in drop shipping have gotten lower and lower. So I think there's just more competition out there. And I think anybody that's smart and is really looking long term to do this as a career needs to focus more on fulfillment by Amazon and learning that either through retail arbitrage or private label through China, which is really the long term way to go. So I'm starting to focus more on the FBA side. Like I said, I'm doing about 50-50 right now, but I think long term, you really need to learn the FBA side to be successful for this 5-10 years from now, instead of drop shipping, which I think has a half-life of 3 to 5 years. So hopefully that answers your question. The piggybacking I just showed, I'm putting in the price, I'm putting in my handling time, and then I'm also taking, I'm not doing pictures, keywords, any of that. You really just need price, handling time, and your quantity. And those are the 3 big ones. If you want to write a note in there, you can, but those are the 3 big ones to do. Obviously, if you're creating a new listing, which you can also do, you could have taken that Closet Mate thing, created a totally new listing, and tried to rank it through like pay-per-click or so forth. Hold on one second. Sorry, I'm doing the stay-at-home dad thing today. You could list it through pay-per-click and obviously rank it up yourself. But if you're doing, if you're just piggybacking, there's just a few things you need to put in there. So. Favorite Google Chrome extensions for finding products. My favorite ones are PrimeAway, which you can find in the Google Chrome store, Price Blank, and I think that's the main ones. Ebates is a really good cashback site as well that you can use. So those are the kind of the 3 ones. Honey, also a good one. So PrimeAway, Price Blank, Honey, which is like coupons. It stores coupons, so you can click on that and see if there's any coupons that are maybe apply to your purchase, and they'll automatically discount the item for you. And then Ebates is a really, really good one as well. All right. Private label and FBA for about 2 years. Jason, would you suggest I complement those with income streams? So yes, I would. I think the drop shipping thing is a good thing to get into, especially if you already have an established Amazon account. That's one thing I'll hit on is if you don't have if you're brand new to Amazon, you've never listed on Amazon before, which I don't think anybody on this call is in that boat, but if you are, I would highly suggest you do some FBA, learn Amazon a little bit, do some FBA, which is very risk-free as far as your account. There's a little bit more risk because you have to buy the products up front, as opposed to drop shipping where you're buying them after they sell. But I would highly suggest with a new account doing some FBA the first 2-3 months. Try and get 200 to 500 sales through your account just to kind of establish that rapport with Amazon, because Amazon's handling all your customer service for you. Whereas drop shipping, you're handling all the customer service. So if something happens to a product, if a return goes bad, it's really on your watch, and the negative feedback or whatever happens with that sale is going to go against you. Whereas FBA, you're scot-free. Amazon's the one at fault if anything happens. So Jason, if you've already got an established account, I would say FBM and drop shipping is an excellent way to create a little bit more income through that. And you can build it up in a way. This is pretty much what I teach anybody that does drop shipping with me. You build it up in a way that you learn how to do it yourself over the course of 3 to 6 months. You do everything yourself, and then you start to outsource things so that all the things that you've learned how to do, now you can train somebody else how to do, and they'll do that for you. And you just basically create an automated source of income without even thinking about it. So you just have to oversee the operation a little bit, and you're not actually doing the stuff. So, over a 6 to 12 month period, you can create an automated drop shipping business, which is, something that I can help you with. You can learn how to do yourself, whatever it may be. But yeah, bottom line, I would suggest doing some drop shipping. So let's see, we got questions. All right, let's see what else we got. Hold on one second. Little man's not too happy. It's okay. It's okay. All right, I think it's asleep. So we're Mike said you just start drop shipping. How many listings do you think you should get up before you see regular sales? If you don't have the buy box, you're not going to make a lot of sales anyway. So you usually get the buy box after 90 to 120 days or so. and that's when you really start seeing a bunch of sales. You know, you might get lucky with a few items if you're the very lowest price, and people find you that way, which, you know, I'll show you on here. Like this guy, 47.68. There's probably somebody, you know, if you're on here and you're looking for the very, very lowest price, you come on here. You know, it's this guy, which is 47.68. So he's basically wasting his shot at the buy box. So if he would, let's say he didn't have the buy box, but this was My Cartman Incorporated, and you don't have the buy box, you're going to show up right here as the lowest price. You don't have to undercut it that much. You can just be 51.10 and you'll show up as the lowest price. So, you know, I keep saying this, don't undercut people significantly. Really the only reason to undercut is if you don't have the buy box. So you could list it at like 51.12 and you're going to be the lowest price here. And you're not competing with any of these guys because they all have the buy box. But, you know, if you're this guy and people come in here and they say, oh, he's the lowest price, okay, I'll buy from him. Then that's how you're going to get those sales without the buy box. But if you're brand new, first 3 to 4 months, don't expect a lot. You're really just learning the process. And, you know, if you can throw in some FBA in there, that'll help you get the buy box quicker, I think. But, you know, that's kind of my 2 cents on that. So. All right, I'm going to, what kind of software do you use to track price changes and stock levels? There's a few good ones. SKU Grid, which if you message me after this, I have a link. I have an affiliate link, which obviously, you know, I'm showing you this, so maybe I can get a kickback if you decide to join. But I have an affiliate link for them. SKU Grid is a great one. They monitor prices, inventory, and all that for you. If you have a really, really established account, which this is the one that I use, feedvisor.com is a really good one, and they have an algorithm that basically helps you get the buy box as much as possible at the most at the best price for you. So, you know, if you have a super stellar account and you know, it's selling for 52, but they think that you can get the buy box at 54, then they're going to price your item at $54. So SKU Grid, Feedvisor are really good. There's one out there called App Eagle, which I think does pricing. I've heard that's really good. So those are a few that I've seen used. Diedrich, I'm just replying to you with kind of my outsource plan and you know how I do that. All right, anything else on here? USA hosts? No, I don't. Kelly, I assume your question's for FBA. Really, Alibaba is the best way to go. That's what just about everybody that I know that does it a ton, that does the FBA a ton, they use Alibaba to find people to do private label with. So that's really the best I have on that. Like I said, I haven't done a ton of private label, so I can't. There might be something out there that maybe I don't know about, but as far as I know, Alibaba is really the kind of the way to go. All right, looks like we're at about a half hour, and I don't think we're getting any more questions. So I will plug a couple things before I hop off of here. Thank you guys for your time. I'm super excited that I got to share some stuff with you. I've already seen a few people that got some help from it. So a few things. Obviously, I'll go to www. Here, let's see. I'll share my screen. I just realized I wasn't sharing my screen when I showed this, but I was talking about this Closet Made guy and how this guy could have been, if this guy didn't have the buy box, and he could have been the lowest price. Just so if you guys remember that conversation, this is what I was looking at. So this guy should have listed it. If he didn't have the buy box, he would have listed it at like 51.12. He'd be the lowest price. He'd pop up when they go to 57 new, and you see him from there. So a couple of things that I'll plug just before I hop off of here. My webpage, The Outsource Blueprint. It has basically how I've outsourced my entire business. It's got my info video there, and then the price, which is $297, and it's about 2.5 hours of content, if I remember correctly, but about 15 videos of how to find people, how to set up your business, first of all, how to find those people to fill those positions in your business that you designate you need help with, how to train the people once you've hired them, and then how to keep them basically on your team and how to communicate with them. It goes through everything on outsourcing. Another one is www.workwithdavidcook.com. And any of you that know kind of my story, I left DSD and Infinii about 3 months ago. And I'm partnering with another company called the Wealth Network, and we're trying to improve upon or just create a product, a one-stop product where you can go for training, the tools like the pricing and inventory type tools that you talked about, and just a one-stop shop basically for e-commerce. And this is how you can get on my info list as we bring this thing out in the very near future. I'm not going to put a date on it, but it'll be in the near future. You can go to www.workwithdavidcook.com. Listen to my video on it if you want. But just click I want in, and you'll put in your email address, and I'll be able to keep you updated as we get closer to that. And then, like I said, SKUGrid, if you want the affiliate link from me for that, I can send that to you via private message. So just hit me up, and I'll send that to you. I think that's all I have. Let's see if there's any last minute questions. All right. Well, if you guys could, I'll put a little post on here on my Facebook wall, and just tell me if you got some value out of this. And if you did, just, let's see, did you all receive value from the free Q&A I just did? You just post on that, be much appreciated. But regardless, I thank you guys for your time hopping on here, and we'll see you guys a little later. So thanks again.